Welcome to another episode of Love Notes.
All nurses to the nurses station.
This is Taquita Love, a nurse and a comedian.
You think you could bring your brother the clear machine home? You know, the reviver.
And I'm talking to my funny friends about medical mishaps.
Clear!
You are listening to Love Notes.
Now we here with Mr. Charlie Wilson,
Woo!
the one and only comedian, actor, philanthropist.
Yeah, you can say that shit too.
I made that up.
Yeah,
I ain't even
man.
know.
It
But
sound
you
good.
look like you got that spirit on you with
Shit.
philanthropy.
Give it to me. Take it out.
Like you got enough pastor in you,
Yeah.
not to scare people away.
Right.
It'd be like, he'd be like, like you could keep going. I'd be like, how you know I wanted to give up? He'd be like, sis, I feel your pain. I'm like, where you feel it at? 'Cause it's
Right.
like,
Right.
like
This
you,
nigga knows
I don't
speak.
even know, but like spirit, like
Yeah.
you got me though. So
No,
I'm like,
no.
Thank good looking out. I went to New York. And you gave me a Metro card. That's when I began. That's when
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
you remember that?
That's when I think
Hey.
our friendship actually started.
It's sealed. That shit sealed it right there. But take
He
this
was
Metro.
like-
They got golden light went on the Metro. Go like,
He
ah.
was like, "Oh, this is you gonna need this. This
Yeah,
is the
it
most
was a
important."
couple dollars on there
It
too.
was. You,
Okay,
you
okay.
complete up.
At least a half a
I got
swipe.
to where I needed to go. That's what I'm saying. So
All right.
tell me your journey to becoming a comedian. Like, how'd you start? What made you be a comedian?
Gotcha. So what's crazy is like I've always like had a love for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to watch obviously Martin like everybody else, the Wayans brother like everybody
Mm-hmm.
else, and used to Comic View like everybody else. And I always had, and I grew up in the church. What's crazy, like you talked about like
That's
the
why-
pastor thing, but I grew heavy in the church. Like all my friends was at my church. It was on a baseball team. It was a church team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was a Boy Scout, nigga. Because the church had Boy Scout program, nigga. That's the Boy Scouts house here. So basketball team, church team.
All right.
So I was really involved in the church, man. So, my faith started for me at an early age. But I did like some stage plays, and I did like theater in like school. So what's crazy is this is the moment I knew I wanted to do like entertainment. So there was like this little murder mystery play that we were doing in middle school. And y'all remember when y'all was in school and y'all used to watch this program called Channel 1? Am I too old for this shit? Y'all remember y'all used to watch like a little TV program that used to come on in the mornings? All right, I'm old.
Was it The Awakening on that one?
Something. It
Did
was.
you the way with Marquita and no?
No.
Okay.
This was like a TV pro. Maybe it was just some down south shit. Anyway,
Where you from?
I'm from Louisiana.
Okay, maybe.
We'll get to that too. Maybe it's
Okay.
just our shit. But anyway, like I was doing this little play. I was like in the 6th grade, I think. But I got like a role to play like this murder mystery. And we aired the commercial for our stage play on the TV screen that everybody in the whole school could see.
Okay.
So I'm like 12, 13, but I got this role in this play. And it's like a funny role. So basically, it started off like there's been a murder mystery, some ill, something has happened. And my role is like, I'm playing the detective. I was like, hey, man, somebody killed him, man. He died. He gone. Oh, man. Or whatever. And I'm just being stupid. But, bro, when I tell y'all I walked out of the 6th grade class, when I tell you the whole hall came out rolling, like, oh, yo, nigga, you would have thought I became president or something. So at that moment, I was like, oh, damn, I was just being me. And the love came and the respect came because, it was a little tough early on trying to fit in because I was real different. So that was like a groundbreaking moment for me.
Different in what way?
Yeah. Because, so my mom is from Compton.
Okay.
My dad is from Louisiana. And my dad met my mom and they moved to Louisiana. And they both were working hard. And they worked hard enough to put us in an area that was, safe, clean, but it was predominantly white.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we was the only black people on the whole neighborhood. So we moved in, everybody was, looking, just weird. We was real out of place. So all my friends was white. Best friend, his name was Josh. He lived right next door to me. One house down, Dylan. Shout out to Dylan if you're watching this, baby. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Dylan. Got the whitest name in the world, too. So them was my boys. And, outside of the church that we went to, I didn't have no connection with my people. You know what I'm saying? So I was real out of place. So when I went to elementary school, all white. All my friends white. And I struggled with just, being comfortable in my own skin. And then when I went to middle school, it was a mixed school. And then I saw some black people, but, obviously I was different. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, man, this nigga articulate than the motherfucker. I was like, nigga, that's what they taught me. Oh, punk ass little white. You sound like a white boy, son. I was like, nigga, what were they teaching y'all in school, nigga? Because this is how I thought I was supposed to say the words. But I was articulate, so they didn't really fuck with me. I wasn't cool with it. I had no juice. I had no swag. So I was just like, nigga, get the fuck on. And white people was like, yeah, Charlie, you're cool. And then one of them was, nigga, what? you hear some real shit when they were like, I thought we was all friends. What the
Right,
fuck? But it was like early 90s and shit. So anyway, it was a struggle to fit in. But I felt like at that moment, when I had that moment in school, it brought everybody together. At that point, comedy just, bam, and I was like, shit. So that planted the seed. And then, from there on out, I continued to do some stage plays and shit in school. And from Louisiana, I moved to Dallas, Texas. And my high school sweetheart, my girl, moved to Texas with me.
All right.
Yeah, so
your wife
my
now.
wife now.
Okay,
yeah.
that's how you do it.
Yeah,
Okay, let them know.
We go back, baby. We go back. So, so when I moved to Texas, I still had, Hollywood, implanted in me. So what's crazy is at my middle school, my gym coach, Coach Bogan, I still remember this motherfucking name, Coach Bogan. He told me one day in class, he was like, hey, man, you're going to make it one day in Hollywood. And everybody in gym class would call me Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And then, damn, I'm cracking up and shit, nigga. What's crazy? I got this fucking Hollywood shit tattooed on me. Okay. I was like, damn, nigga, what? Damn, like it was planted. The seed was planted. Okay. So anyway, moved to Texas. I started doing some more plays and shit, but never comedy. Never really connected it with comedy for whatever reason. And one day, like I was just telling my man outside, we was doing a stage play and we was kind of setting up for the play, and I was just doing like some acting and shit. But I was just bullshitting on the mic as we were sound checking. Mm-hmm. And the dude that was producing the show was also a comedian too. And he was like, bro, he's like, why are you not doing comedy? And I was like, nigga, I don't know. And we getting ready for the play? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with this nigga? But he planted a small seed. So anyway, long story short, man, months later, me and wifey went through some shit. We was on the borderline of splitting up. And, she bounced to New York. Okay. She dipped to New York first. And I'm in Texas at this point, finally feeling like, nigga, I'm free. Nigga, I've been with the same girl this year. Nigga, it's on. These hoes been waiting, nigga. Waiting for a nigga. So she took off to New York. And I'm just like, all right, shit, nigga, I'm out here, nigga. What's up? Nigga got sick. I was like, shit. That was when I first, experienced my own stuff. But yeah, that's exactly what it led to, man. I grew up in the church. So I always was like, nigga, you gotta give this shit your full going. You gotta give this shit your full try. Oh shit, my shit is dry. So my shit is just like, you gotta give this shit your try. You can't just let your girl leave, and that's a good girl. So long story short, I sold my car, I quit my job, and I got a one-way ticket, nigga. It might have been just when Spirit came into the game, nigga. I got a cheap flight.
Look at that. God was watching over you because Spirit moved.
Nigga. And made it and flew to New York, man. And we just started over. We tried to give ourselves another shot. And within a few months of traveling there, I felt so liberated just by being in a new space and shit. I was like, nigga, let me try this open mic for comedy. And I was like, babe, let's just go. Nigga, it was cold. I had my drink. But signed in. It was like a poetry spot, like Lower East Side Manhattan and shit. And had me a drink, and I was just like, shit, nigga, even if I'm trash, I don't know nobody in New York. I can sleep in peace. I was like, cool. But I did my little set, like 5 minutes, and everybody just loved it, man. And it was cool. And I had another one of those moments, one of those epiphany moments that was just like, this is it.
From back in school.
Yeah. So I came back in another open mic. And at that second open mic, this lady came to me, and she was like, hey, would you be interested in auditioning to be like an audience warmer for a show, like a network show? I was like, bitch, come here. Yes, that's why I'm here. You know why I'm here. So it was a local Manhattan network, but she gave me that opportunity, and from there, she basically was like, I think you're strong enough to do like your own show, your own daytime talk show. And at this point, I'm just figuring out comedy. I was like, hey, I don't know what kind of experience you think I have, but sure. So we started trying to produce that shit, and that's where Charlie Wilson TV actually started. Okay. Is my social media handle became Charlie Wilson TV because I was going to pitch like a daytime talk show. And within like the next month, nigga, I was like opening up. I just told my man I opened up for Jerry Kelly on the East Coast, and then Tony Roberts like a few months after that. And the feedback was just good, and I was in love with the game, and I've just been on it ever since.
So what I heard is your comedy career taking off is all because of your wife.
See that? I knew it was gonna come back to that. I guess you could say that. No, I guess you can say, but I think that's a part of all of our story. I think we all go through things. I think we're all connected to certain people to ultimately take us to where our destiny is.
Because you was like, she left, but if she didn't leave, you probably wouldn't have left.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't have met who you, because we be going through stuff and it be painful. We like, what?
Right.
But then like the person gotta leave and the situation gotta end so you can get to the next spot. Because you wouldn't go.
I wouldn't.
If she wasn't there, you weren't in the
I wasn't even thinking New York. Honestly, I knew my mom was from LA. And we used to, as a kid, take trips to LA with my dad. My dad's brothers moved to LA too when I was younger. So I always had family out here. So always in my mind was like, one day I end up in Hollywood, but it was this dream. I'm from the South, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing, nigga, Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I felt like her leaving and choosing New York definitely put us in a total new place. And I'm glad that I started comedy in New York too. So that was cool.
That's what's up. A lot of strong comedians come from New York. So
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago. We out there too.
East Coast.
We out there too.
Out there in the snow trying to be funny and shit.
If you could go to an open mic in
Man.
the ice, in the snow, in the below zero,
You committed
in the
like
show,
a motherfucker, right? And they used to have bringer shows in New York where you couldn't even get up and hey, y'all know, some of y'all know, but you can't even.
Do you have your 5 people
Exactly.
here?
Your people in here, you ain't perform. You be like, nigga, I took 2 trains in the snow. I'm gonna steal this mic from you, dog, and I'm gonna hit you with this motherfucker if you don't get out of the way, dog.
Like I'm out here.
Yeah.
But that's dope. And then so now, I know that you were on the Steve Harvey Show. What was that experience like?
Oh man, all a part of the whole journey, bro. Like, you know, what's crazy is like I'm glad I have opportunity to talk about like a lot of this stuff because again, people on social media only see one side. They see one aspect and they don't really know what's going on. They just see that one piece and they have their perception of that. So throughout my career in Dallas, you know, I sold Lexus when I was in Texas, and I was in the car business in New York. I've always been in the car business. But I got into a different industry that allowed me to have a little bit of a better schedule. I work with people with handicaps and disabilities.
Oh, okay.
So I did like adaptive driving equipment, wheelchair accessible vans, like all of that kind of stuff.
I asked you about that because for my dad.
Yeah. So anyway, I say all of that to say, what was the original question, bro?
About the Steve Harvey, you made
Steve Harvey.
It was like,
So anyway, I started getting into the wheelchair accessible business, but at the same time, LA is expensive. You know, that kind of industry was like, dang, it's good to me, but I might have to go back and sell cars again just to make the money I need to survive out here and have the money to upfront the cost of any event or production or anything I want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because these videographer production, like everybody be like, what's your budget, son? What's your budget? Now I believe in you. What's your budget?
Money talk.
Right. So I'll be like, So I had to go make a decision to get back into the car business. So it's all gonna come together in a minute.
Preach.
So anyway, I get hired at a Range Rover dealership out here, and I'm like, bet I got the gig. I'm finna lead this other company and go sell Range Rovers. I'm building a network out here. Everybody will fuck with me when it comes to Range Rovers. And within a couple of days of that starting date, I was supposed to start on a Monday. One of the producers at the Steve Harvey Show hit me up and was like, hey man, I've been trying to get you on here for a while. I think I got a good opportunity. And it was a segment just designed for me and Steve. And she was like, so it works out perfect. So I had to put together my tape and send it in. Like, the team liked it. I'm lit at this point. I'm like, bro, I can't believe this has happened. This doesn't even feel right. I almost had anxiety attack. I was taking a shot. Nigga, what? This is finna go down the day before. And that they wanted to do the show on Monday. The same day I'm supposed to start at the Range Rover dealership. And I'm just like, nigga, I can sell cars anywhere. Right. You know what I'm saying? You not finna work with me, nigga? All right, okay, bet. You know, niggas say when they say bet, nigga, they be like, all right, that's
bet
what it
is see, watch.
That's the
see.
word, exactly.
Watch and see.
Because I was like, hey, I know I'm supposed to start on a Monday. Can we just start Tuesday? They was like, no, this is an annual, month-to-month training mandatory. And I was like, all right, you can keep that mandatory. She's like, I want to then. I'm Steve Harvey Show. So I went and filmed with the show. And I was excited. It was cool. An interesting experience. But one thing they told me before I even sat down with Steve was that, you know, sometimes he can go off the rails. Sometimes he can just be free and he can do his own thing. And I figured that because I was like, I know this nigga Steve, of course. Sure. And anyway, when it came time for us to shoot our segment, it just didn't mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of saying what I had to say, but then he was, you know how he is. Now, wait a minute. Now, so I was like, nigga, this is not what we rehearsed. I got more shit to say. And then shit just cut off. And then I had to pick it back up. And the shit just didn't gel. Long story short, I knew it. You know, we had a moment where we sat down, and we had a moment where we went to like a little booth. We had a booth set up with food. It was cool, like a whole segment and shit. But it just didn't gel. It didn't blend. And they decided not to air the shit at all. And I knew that shit as it was being filmed. So cool experience, but the shit never aired. Never got anywhere. And I lost the job at Range Rover. So at that moment, whole life was just whipped upside down. Because now I'm looking for another job, nigga, in LA. Nigga, yo, where you pay rent? They don't give a fuck about what you got going on. Hey, nigga, that's all cute. What's up? It's the second. Where it's at? You be like,
them eviction notice be going out.
Nigga, they throw them out. They be having a stack up. Nah, this is okay. I know. Nah, you on the grind. I know it. No. I seen your special. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right here.
Like them bad.
Don't take that. Okay, you got 7 days, motherfucker. Hey, nigga. So anyway, I'm looking for another job. It threw my life into a spiral, man. So, you know, at that moment, I understood, like, damn, like, a moment that could have had so many hosts, had so much potential. But I think we as artists have to remind ourselves that we can't. It's not about seeking one specific moment. You know, this is just like Nip says. This shit is a marathon.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take a plethora of those moments that lead to more moments. So the moment I get to just continue to stay humble and continue to keep building and to keep growing from that experience. So it was dope. It was a cool experience, but I'm still on my shit.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you that whatever you go through, when you be posting them videos, I'm like, you got something with the motivation and the positivity, because I'll be like, you know, I have to slide in and be like, you know, brother, I feel the same way. Did you cry in the corner today too?
Yeah, man.
You know, like, okay, you be like, pick yourself back. I'm like, okay, I'm back up. I'm back forward.
Bro, because I feel like we all go through that shit. It was crazy thing about LA and Hollywood, and not even just LA, but a lot of other places too. People just hold all of that shit in. Yeah. And they only show you one side of them. Like everything is fucking cool. Bitch. No, it's not. Everything ain't cool. And it's okay for it not to be. Yeah. But everybody's so caught up on putting on this, yeah, man, cool. You know, it'd be cool. Got another show next week. And be crying and shit on this. I'd be like, bitch, okay. You know, it's okay. Like, we going through this shit. We go through adversity. We gonna get beat up. We gonna get toe up. But but what you do in response to that is what's gonna set you off. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. I appreciate you for all that. Yeah, for sure. You be pouring. What's next for you? What's your goal? 5 years from now. So, aside from comedy, I think I'll always do, you know, just be on stage because that's just who I am. But I want to create, you know, I definitely want to produce more content. You know, I definitely want to get into filmmaking. I'm actually writing my first short film now. Hey. So I'm trying to figure that aspect of it out. You know, I got another, like, a live show that I'm kind of building as well. But, you know, it's the first time I actually like talking about that shit and actually putting it out there like this. But, you know, I think we get so caught up on how we want our project to end and how we want it to look that sometimes that shit just can hold up and delay us from making any steps forward. So one thing I live by is just learn and just embrace the process. Just learn and just embrace the process. And be okay. And be okay with what you can produce, you know. So, you know, that's my struggle is, you know, having such expectations for what I do. So, but I'm taking the right steps to put it. It's good to just do it. I had the same experience with this podcast. I purchased the package 3-4 months ago. She was like, when you gonna come in? I'm like, I don't have. It's just like one day I went to support somebody else, and I saw that they was just like, I think it was a 48-hour film festival. Damn. And I worked with a friend, and she wrote, produced, directed, edited a short film in 48 hours. Wow. And she was like, can you act in it? And I said, sure. Wow. I went to see it, and I was just like, I need to get on my stuff. Like, what is my excuse? Right. It don't have to be perfect. And I think we be like, it gotta be perfect. If it's not perfect, it's no. And you wanna know why? It's because we naturally are judgmental. We naturally look at other people's shit all the time and judge that shit. Yeah. And all we can think in our mind is, my shit ain't gonna look like that. I know I'm gonna make my shit look like this. My shit's gonna look like this. And that's why we're constantly in that. Yeah. So the moment that we're creating our shit, when we don't have the resources we want to, or the money that we want to, or the people around to support us when we want to, then the shit just gets delayed. Yeah. But, and I feel like we stop ourselves. We do. We really stop ourselves from like being what we could be. It's just like, just do it. We get in our own way. Yeah. Like this, you can add some stuff. You can edit. You know, like just keep. Just do it. Right. So that's dope that you're here. I'm happy you got projects you're working on. Thank you for coming to help me with my vision and my project. Everybody know I'm in the nursing world and the healthcare field. Have you ever been in an unexpected trip to the ER or any crazy experiences in that world? Okay, I got 2 different streets I can go on with this, but I'm gonna just go this way. We'll keep it on the lighty light. So my daughter, man, she's 6 years old. And we just moved from Studio City, man. But in our spot, we had like an elevator, right? And this was probably one of the scariest days of my life. So me and my daughter on the elevator after school or some shit, right? And everything is going to plan. But my daughter's just talking and whoopty-whooping, and we on the elevator. I turn my head for 1 minute to push the button or some shit. And her fucking finger is stuck in the motherfucking elevator door. Really? In the elevator. What? And she's just like, damn, my finger. And I look over there, oh, shit. And my natural reaction at that point, because I'm just like, we about to start going up. And her finger's stuck in there. No. And my natural reaction at that point is, fuck, no, you're not about to drag my baby up the elevator. In the elevator, I fucking just grabbed her hand. And kind of gripped it as slick as I could to kind of shorten, you know, kind of make it smaller, and just slid it right out. And luckily that day, you know, I grabbed her and it came out in one piece. But I'm terrified. She's, baby, it's cool, baby. It's not a lot of black people in this park. Where we at? Just calm down. I ain't trying to freak nobody out. Let's get in the house.
I'm not beating my daughter.
So I take her in the house. I'm just trying to, you know, do what I can. But I'm calling my wife. Hey, babe. Hey, but we got a problem, babe. Hey, be cool. But her finger just got that. So I'm freaking out. Maybe we take her to. I'm trying to think of what I can do to avoid the emergency room, because that's about what, $600 just for as soon as you hit the door. Yeah, nigga, what you got? No, it's an emergency. What you got? Let me see insurance card. We'll see what happened. I just lifted. Okay, right? No, I was on the Steve Harvey Show, and give me a minute.
How much money? You got?
Right? How much money you got, nigga? Come here. So I took her to urgent care. Matter of fact, urgent care still wanted what, $45 or something for that.
They want their money before they see you.
You got to pay urgent care. At the time, I was like, God. What can I do? But at the same time, I'm freaking out because I got to do something quick. So I did what any rational nigga would do with no money in his pocket. Went to CVS. Sure did, nigga. Went right on in there. Excuse me. Where's who's that? The
first aid.
The first aid, right, nigga. I went right on in there. Hey, real quick. My wife was in the car. I said, hey, real quick. Come here, man. Not you. You look like you don't. Come here. You, ma'am. Let's just say my daughter slammed her finger in the elevator. How would I know if it's broke or not? What do I need to do? She was like, well, can she bend it? I was like,
was she good?
Yeah, she bent it a little bit. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's probably fine. They probably take some swell out. Man, I like to kiss this one. I said, mwah! Okay, cool. Let me get some Pedialyte, nigga. I was like, all right, bet.
Pedialyte?
Something, nigga. I started freaking out. I was just getting everything. Let me get some Dimetap, some Neosporin, nigga. So I spent my little $17. We went on to the house, put some on the swelling.
That's the hustle.
And, nigga, we figured it out, nigga. But I was scared.
So your ER visit is just like a lot of people ER visit, which is the drugstore.
Yes, we figured something out.
We're not doing that.
Nah, I grew up in a time when my mama used to fix shit by just go take a nap, go lay down. You know
that's
how it
in
is.
our family.
Lay down.
Mental,
right.
if mental issue, and the solution is never see a psychiatrist.
Right.
Take some medication.
Right.
Little baby, just go take a nap.
Go lay down. He'll be all right. Something ain't right with that boy. They'll let it be like that for years too.
Till you die.
Like, yeah, something is wrong with this nigga. Would you go get some real help for? Crazy. So yeah, that was my scariest experience though, man.
Oh damn.
That was a scary day.
Well, that's what's up. I appreciate you for coming.
Yo, man, it's your boy Charlie Wilson TV, man. We over here fucking shit up, man. I'm with my girl Taquita, man. The nurse, the comedian, the rock star.